Today I'm going to tell you about what Lincoln Riley had to say about Kyler Murray and how it might not be his final year, as well as what you need to know about new offensive tackle commit Stacey Wilkins, and all that's coming up after the bumper.
What do you mean you don't subscribe to my son's YouTube channel?
Mama, no!
Just snap the damn ball, RJ.
What's up, kid folk? It's RJ Young. I am not on a stat mill. Consider hitting that like and subscribe button because I upload a video every single day. It's always OU related, college football related, sports related. We have a good time. And today is the start of preseason camp, and I am so hyped. That's why I got my Jordan shirt on. We about to get into it and do this, starting with a to-do list for Lincoln Riley and the Sooners. You can read all about it on OU Insider. Colin Kennedy wrote a great piece. And among the topics the Sooners need to sort out is, of course, who is going to be the starting quarterback. Now, whether you're a Kyler Murray fan or an Austin Kendall fan, I think you want the best guy to win the job. And Lincoln Riley, like Bob Stoops, is committed to taking that competition well into training camp, seeing who comes out the other side. However, you gotta think that the $4.6 million man that beat Kyler Murray, for those of you living under a rock, has the edge. Not just because he's basically on loan from the Oakland Athletics organization to play college football for one season and one season only before he's just, taking a bus around the minor leagues, but because Kyler Murray is a Texas high school football legend. He is the best athlete on any football field he walks onto. But now we got a new wrinkle thrown into the game by Lincoln Riley at the first availability for preseason camp, saying maybe it won't be Kyler's last year. Here's the quote. "We'll see if it's his final year. That hasn't been determined yet. I'm not worried about if it is or if it isn't. That's gonna have no impact on this year." But Riley also said he hasn't been privy to the negotiations, and that's not his business. It's Kyler's business. But my hope through this whole thing, which is the case, is that Kyler is going to be able to do what he wants to do, and if he wants to go play baseball after this year, then I will wish him well and will be happy for him. The ball is going to be in his court, which is where it should be. Riley also said Kyler got a lot better throughout camp last year, and he's looked good in the summer, and he's been focused on football. Now, for my part, I think Lincoln Riley would welcome Kyler Murray coming back, but the
Oakland A's will not.
it's a lot of money. They want their baseball player. However, Austin Kendall did not come here to sit the bench, and he's been patient. He's waited his opportunity, his chance behind Baker Mayfield to get a shot at this job. And there's lots of folks, myself included, who have him as the underdog, and I gotta think that he has that in the back of his head, and he wants to prove all of us wrong, go win this job, pull a Trevor Knight if he can. The next thing you have to do is figure out who your guys are for those starters who have left. In particular, Mark Andrews, Orlando Brown, Stephen Parker, Will Johnson, Obo, all those guys that have left Oklahoma, some of which are playing the NFL, to say nothing of Baker Mayfield. We all know where he is. But you gotta figure out who's playing safety at both positions, and you need to figure that one out in a hurry. You got to figure out whether or not Bobby Evans is playing right tackle or left tackle, whether or not Jeremiah Hall or Carson Meyer comes in for Dimitri Flowers, and who your Jeff Badette is on this team, although you got a lot of options, and I have no doubts that the staff is going to figure that out in a hurry. On the defensive side of the ball, you got to give Kenneth Murray an opportunity to lead the team. That's one of the things Lincoln Riley did by allowing him to come to Big 12 Media Days as a true sophomore, and this is going to be the first time he has played the same position in a consecutive season throughout his entire college football career. That's a big deal. So now this guy is stable at middle linebacker, and we all want K9 to take over the defense and become the lead dog to bring in Oklahoma's defense back to where we think it belongs, which is one of the best in the country. You also have to meet the expectations of this 2018 team. And to put that in perspective, ESPN's Football Power Index predicted the Sooners' outcomes game by game. And if the FPI is right, Oklahoma goes undefeated throughout the regular season, which is pretty much what most of us believe this team is capable of. It can get back to the college football playoff, and it can compete for a national championship. The offense is reloaded. The defense hopefully is going to get it figured out with the most talented team that Mike Stoops has had in some time. And Lincoln Riley is in his second year as the head man in charge. It is well and truly his program now. So all the folks who believe that he's just riding Bob Stoops' coattails can take a hike. And many of those folks aren't voting in the coaches poll because they have Oklahoma at number 5 in the first national poll to come out. This is without Oklahoma having a proven signal caller at quarterback, which speaks volumes about Riley and the staff and the rest of the team as a whole. However, we all know that SIDs mostly vote in the coaches poll, and these are the same folks that put Texas in the top 25. I don't know how you put Texas in the top 25 And I don't know how the Big 12 got 5 teams into the top 25, but I doubt there will be 5 teams left in the top 25 come bowl season. That said, we all know that Oklahoma is the class of the Big 12 conference, and winning the conference championship is still a viable path to the college football playoff. Now, on the recruiting front, yes, Oklahoma lost out on defensive end Jermaine Johnson out of Independence. But this isn't necessarily a bad thing for Oklahoma. As Brandon Drum reported at OU Insider, both he and I have spoken to Jacoby Jones, defensive end recruit out of Butler Community College, and he firmly has Oklahoma on his list of teams to consider, and he's hoping to get to OU for an official visit. Now, about 2019 offensive tackle Stacey Wilkins, who picked Oklahoma over a bevy of other suitors including Alabama, USC, Arkansas, and Texas. He is a 4-star recruit out of Camden, Arkansas. He is 6'6". He is 280 pounds, and he's still wiry. He's still kind of thin. And if and when he fills out, he's going to be a loaded offensive tackle. And we all know what Bill Bedenbaugh is capable of doing for offensive linemen. And now in this 2019 class, he has his first offensive tackle commit to go along with offensive guards Marcus Alexander and EJ Ndoma Ogar. I think this is a really big pickup for Oklahoma. A deep 2019 class continues to get deeper, and I can't wait to see him when they sign, enroll, and put on the colors. All right, that's it for me. Deuces.